So hello, what's up? Welcome to this another revision session, especially for the students in the southern parts of India who want English audit revisions. So sir, in the last revision, we have already covered SA 500. Okay, we have also completed the SA 200 series, SQC1, SA 220. Now let's begin with this SA 501. Before I begin with this revision, I want to give some instructions. This revision we are going to do from our board notes. These board notes you can find on our Telegram channel. Clear CA with Shubham Keswani. Link is in the description. You can go to the file section and these board notes will be available. Do join the Telegram channel for all audit updates. Okay, sir. Now, as a good student, please make sure you are marking your attendance on this video by liking this video, okay? So that it can reach out to more students, it can help more students, because when you help others, God helps you. So on this positive note, let's begin with this revision. Let's discuss about SA 501. Now, sir, SA 501 also talks about audit evidence, but it says specific consideration for some selected items. So generally about audit evidence, we study SA 500. But when you want to focus on some selected items, we have SA 50 winners. Now, sir, what is this specific consideration? What are the selected items? These are the items we are going to cover. Three items are inventory, litigation and claims, segment information. First of all, talking about the inventory, what is the specific consideration? Existence and condition. So generally there are four assertions: existence, right, completeness, valuation. Right now we are focusing on existence and condition. Always remember this standard will be applicable when inventory is material to the financial statement. If inventory is not material, this standard will not be applicable. Now, Baba, understand. Let's take an example of Bahubali firm. So in the firm of Bahubali, Bahubali is the partner. He has an article intern called Katappa. Okay, Katappa is the article intern. Their firm has been given the audit of Shivaji Private Limited, and Shivaji Private Limited has an inventory of rice packets. They are famous for their rice packets. Now, sir, generally the partner does not go for inventory count. Who goes for the inventory count? Article intern. So when the article intern has to go for inventory count, how the inventory count happens, let's understand. So this standard says whenever the inventory is material to financial statement and you want to check the existence as well as you want to check the condition, you need to attend physical inventory count unless it is impracticable. If it is impracticable, that part we will cover later on, but just understand we have to attend the inventory count unless it is impracticable. Now, when you are attending the inventory count, let's say the article is in the cabin. You know, when the articles go for inventory count, they are asked to sit in a cabin. Yes, sir. So when he is sitting in the cabin, he will evaluate the management's instructions and procedures. How the management will properly do the inventory count, because it is the work of the management. Then, sir, he will observe whether the people of the entity are properly counting the things or not. So he will observe the management count procedure. So in the cabin, article will evaluate whether proper instructions are there. Then he will observe whether people are properly counting the inventory or not. Now, sir, when the article was in the cabin, he got a call from the partner. Partner asked him, article, what are you doing? So he said that I'm reading the instructions, I'm observing the procedure. Then bhaiya, partner scolded him. Partner was like, stop being so lazy, go out. You should also test check some inventory. You should also check the inventory on sample basis. You should also inspect the quality of inventory, whether the inventory is in proper condition or not. So once he is in cabin, he will evaluate the management instructions and observe the count procedure. But once he go outside, he will inspect the inventory. He will open some rice packets, check the condition of rice packets. He will also perform some test checking. That means he will also do some sample testing. So two procedures within the cabin, two procedures outside the cabin. Okay, sir. Once the inventory count is completed, then he will perform the procedures over final inventory records, whether they are reflecting actual inventory count results. That means if as per the accounting records, it is 100 quantity, but as per the count result, it is only 95 quantity. So the final inventory record should reflect 95 quantity. That is the actual inventory count results. So perform procedures over final inventory records to see whether they are reflecting actual inventory count results. Is the inventory count procedure clear to you? Deal done? Done, sir. Now, Baba, same thing is given in your book. Let's revise whatever we have covered till now. Essay 501 audit evidence specific consideration for some selected items. Three items we are focusing here: inventory, litigations and claims, segment information. First of all, let's focus on inventory. Revision in revision. Whenever inventory is material to financial statement, we get evidence about the existence and condition. How? By attending the physical inventory count unless it is impracticable. Two procedures within the cabin: evaluate management instructions and procedures, observe the inventory count. Two procedures outside the cabin: inspect the inventory, perform the test count. Then you perform the procedure over final inventory records whether they accurately reflect the actual inventory count results. Easy peasy? Yes, sir. Now, sir, whenever you are going for inventory count, there are certain matters. There are certain matters you consider to plan your attendance at the inventory count. Now, sir, what are these matters? Let's understand them properly. Please take 2 sips of water. Okay, sir. First of all, let's understand these points. Please focus on the board. First thing that you will consider is the location. Let's say you are going to Goa and then you see whether the inventory is at the warehouse or the factory. So location at which inventory is held, it will help you to plan the count. Then see the materiality of the inventory. If it is material, then only you will go. Then you consider the risk of material misstatement. If risk of material misstatement is high, you will do more testing, you will check more inventory. Then consider the nature of inventory, whether it is solid or it is liquid. Sorry. Okay? Solid inventory, liquid inventory. If it is liquid, if it is in container, check how the containers are there. Then see the internal controls over inventory. If internal controls are good, you will do less testing. Then see the procedures and instructions given for inventory count. Then see whether entity has a perpetual inventory system. Perpetual inventory system means proper records are maintained. Then see risk of material misstatement. Then see the stage of completion. Sir, why do we need to see the stage of completion for work in progress? It will help you in the valuation process. Based on the stage of completion, you will determine the valuation of inventory. Then see the timing of inventory count. Timing means morning, afternoon, night. Okay? It will determine your inventory count. Then see whether you need an auditor expert. Sir, why we need an auditor expert? For example, if inventory is in gas form or let's say petroleum and you need to estimate the inventory is in the pipelines. So when inventory is in gas form, petroleum form, it is in the pipelines, you need the help of auditor expert. So these are the matters you need to consider to plan the inventory count. So these are the matters which you studied in your CA Inter. Okay? ICI asked the question on these matters in your study material, final study material in MCQ form. So it is important for you to properly learn all the matters. And it is very easy to learn all of them. You just need to note the ABCD from L to T. L to T means L for location, M for materiality, N for nature, O for control, P for procedures, P for perpetual inventory system, Q is not there, R for risk of material misstatement, S for stage of completion, T for timing of inventory count, and auditor expert. Auditor expert. So if you want, you can pause the video for 2 minutes, learn all the points through L to T, and the things will be crystal clear to all of you. Now, sir, once we are done with our basics, now let's move to some special cases. Case number 1. Please focus on the board. For example, let's say the date of financial statement is 31st March 25. Please focus on the board. Okay, sir. Generally, inventory count should be done on this date only. Okay, sir. But entity did the inventory count on 15th April 25. So can the management do the inventory count on 15th April? Yes. For some practical reasons, they can do it. Now, as an auditor, what I am concerned about, that between these two dates, there must be some addition to the inventory. There must be some outflow from the inventory. So there should be proper internal controls in the entity to record the changes of inventory. So I want to know whether these internal controls are effective. So to know whether they are effective, I need to perform procedures. Procedures to get proper evidence that whatever changes were made to the inventory in this time, these changes are properly recorded. I need proper evidence about the same. Now, sir, when I am performing the procedures about the changes in the inventory, I need to consider three matters. What are these three matters? RRR. I know all of you love this movie RRR. So these are the 3 points you need to consider. RRR. RRR means R for records. That entities records are properly adjusted. ठीक है, whatever changes are made, for these changes the records are properly adjusted. Second R means reliability of the records, that these records are reliable, I can trust them. And third R is reasons for significant differences between the records and physical count. If there is a difference between the physical count inventory and the inventory mentioned in records, again you need to consider the reasons for the same. So this is how you need to consider case number 1. Once more time, I'm revising, please focus. Generally, inventory count should happen on this date, but for practical reasons, it can happen on this date also. As an auditor, we are concerned about the changes in the inventory, that these changes should be properly recorded. So to get evidence whether they are properly recorded, we need to perform some procedures. Three matters to be considered in these procedures are RRR. Records are adjusted, reliability of these records, and reasons for difference between the records and physical count. Is the flow clear to you? Yes, sir. If you come to your book, this is the first topic. Everyone please focus on the board. Let's revise. Physical count at a date other than the date of financial statements. Auditor will perform the procedures to get evidence whether the changes in the inventory between the count date and date of financial statement properly recorded. Now, when he is designing the procedure, he will consider three matters. What were the three matters? RRR. First of all, records are properly adjusted, reliability of these records, and reasons for difference between the count and the perpetual records. If you come to your question bank and see with me question number 2, it is related to this condition only. Sir, how? Please focus. Moon Limited is a dealer of electronic appliance. It has a centralized warehouse at the outskirts of Mumbai. Auditor of the company normally attends the inventory count at the end of financial year as it is carried out by the management. However, due to certain disturbance in the region, physical count could not be done at the year end. Stock taking is done by the management at a date subsequent after a month. So not on the date of financial statement, but after 1 month, management is doing the inventory count. So what procedures will be done by the auditor if the inventory count is done by the management at a date other than the date of financial statement? So first of all, you will write the basic wala thing कि attend the inventory count, ठीक है, unless impracticable. 2 procedures inside the cabin, 2 procedures outside the cabin. Then see, perform the procedures over the inventory records that they reflect actual inventory count results. So the basic procedures will come in this case. Okay, sir. Apart from this case, you don't need to write the basic procedures every time. Okay, sir. Apart from this, you write that for practical reasons, inventory count can be done at a date other than date of financial statement. Second thing, we want to test the internal controls, whether the changes are properly recorded. Now, when you want to test the internal control, you perform the procedures. While doing this procedure, you consider 3 matters, RRR. This is how you properly frame your answer. So first of all, you write the basics, then you write these points of special case that I just taught you. Clear, boss? Clear, sir. So this question was asked long back in your practice manual, can be repeated in exam, so you should be thoroughly done with it. Is the case number 1 clear? Easy? Easy, sir. Now let's focus on case number 2. See, in case number 2, I will teach you the things which are there in your inter-study material and the relevant portion which is covered in your final study material, and this is what you need to cover from exam point of view. Take 2 sips of water. Now, sir, case number 2. In case number 2, what is happening? Date of financial statement is still 31st March 25. Management is also doing the inventory count on this date only, but auditor is coming on some other date. You understood the difference? Date of financial statement 31st March 25. Management inventory count 31st March 25. But auditor is coming on some other date. Sir, how is it different from case number 1? Arey Baba, in case number 1, date of financial statement is 31st March, but management is counting on some other date. But in case number 2, management and date of financial statement both are same. But here auditor is coming on some other date. So in case number 2, only thing you should know is, can the auditor come on an alternate date? Yes, sir. Second thing, since again there is a date gap, okay, like here it was a date gap, so he wants to perform the procedure here. Again there is a date gap, so must be some additions and subtractions from the inventory. So whatever changes have taken place in the inventory, he will perform the procedures over the changes. So this is what is written: perform audit procedures over the changes in inventory. From exam point of view, these 2 points are relevant for case number 2. Clear? Clear, sir. So with this, your case number 2 is over. These 2 points I have properly covered. These 3 points which are given in your book, you can just take a read. Okay? They are not in your study material. Now comes favorite case of ICI, that is case number 3, that attendance is impracticable. I told you that we need to attend the inventory count unless it is impracticable. So now is the case of impracticability. Let's understand how to deal with impracticable case. Okay? This is our case number 3, or you can say masala number 3. Are you people ready? Yes, sir. So see, what about impracticable? So it says sometimes attendance can be impracticable due to 2 things. Nature of the inventory, it is harmful chemical, so you can't go near the inventory. And location of the inventory, there are terrorists, so you can't go near the inventory. So first of all, give the introduction why it can be impracticable. So due to the nature and location of inventory. For example, location pose a threat to the auditor. Easy, easy, sir. Then in the second point, you write, what if Katappa says, okay? Katappa is our article intern. What if Katappa says, there is so much heat, there is so much cost involved, there is so much time involved in inventory count. Do you think these reasons are impracticable? No, this is not a valid excuse. This is not impracticability. So if you are facing some difficulty, if you are taking more time, if it is involving more cost, it is not impracticable. Okay. So you need to write persuasive evidence is necessary. It is a must. So how do you write it? Any matter of general inconvenience is not sufficient to say that it is impracticable, because as per essay 200, matter of difficulty, time and cost, that is DTC, is not a valid basis, is not a valid excuse to omit an audit procedure which has no alternative, or settle for less than persuasive evidence. That means you need proper, sufficient and appropriate evidence. You cannot settle for less than persuasive evidence. So the first 2 points are, first point you explain what is impracticable, that is location and nature, it poses a threat to the auditor. Second point you say any general inconvenience or DTC. What do you mean by DTC? DTC means difficulty, time and cost. That is not a valid excuse. That is not a valid basis to omit a procedure or settle for less than persuasive evidence. That means persuasive evidence is a must. You need to collect proper evidence. Are these 2 points clear? Yes, sir. Now, Baba, let's say it is actually impracticable. Oh. So if it is impracticable, do I give up? No, sir. You need to perform some alternate procedure. You cannot do the inventory count? No, sir. So you need to do some alternate procedure. Now, sir, what can be the alternate procedure? Please focus on the board. I want to check the inventory as on 31st March 25. Yes, sir. How do I get to know this inventory is there? Sir, if I count the inventory here, okay, if I want to know the inventory here, I can see the sales of the inventory after 31st March. Okay, sir. Sales of which inventory? Which was purchased prior to 31st March. Come on. If you want to know the inventory as on 31st March, how do you get to know? Sir, it must have been sold after that. Yes, sir. So you can check the subsequent sales. Of which inventory? That was purchased prior to 31st March. So you can check the subsequent sales of the inventory purchased prior to 31st March. This is your alternate audit procedure. So this is what is written here. Perform alternate procedure, that is inspection of subsequent sales of which inventory purchased prior to the count date. So I do a step in the class. Everyone do with me in the revision. Prior purchase, subsequent sales. Tadin Ninda. Do prior purchase, subsequent sales. Once more, prior purchase, subsequent sales. So this is your alternate procedure. Now, even after the alternate procedure, if you don't get evidence, then modify the opinion. If sufficient and appropriate evidence not possible, then modify the opinion as per SA 705. Is the case of impracticability clear? Yes, sir. Please come to your book. Let's revise from the book. All the points are given properly here. See what it says. When it can be impracticable. Impracticability can be due to the location and nature of inventory. For example, location pose a threat to the auditor. So this is what impracticability is all about. Then you say any general inconvenience is not sufficient to say that attendance is impracticable. What is general inconvenience? As per SA 200, matter of DTC. Difficulty, time and cost is not a valid basis to omit a procedure for which there is no alternative, or in other words, settle for less than persuasive evidence. So you need to collect persuasive evidence. If it is actually impracticable, okay, then perform alternate procedure. Which procedure? Subsequent sale, prior purchase. Inspect the documentation of subsequent sale of inventory purchase prior to inventory count. Still, if you are not able to get sufficient and appropriate evidence, what to do? Modify the opinion as per SA 705. So if you come to your question bank, okay, question number 3, you can skip. We have already covered this part. Question 4, study material, RTP in May 21, November 23 May exam. First question is a direct question which says, how do you get sufficient and appropriate evidence about existence and condition? So the basic procedure that we covered in the beginning of this revision, this is the basic procedure you need to write here. Second part of the question says, how will you deal if the attendance at inventory count is impracticable? So in case of impracticability, whatever theory ICI has written, we have just covered it. Okay, we have just covered it properly. Deal done? Done, sir. Now talking about the inventory, we are moving to the last case of inventory, that is inventory is with some third party. Please take 2 sips of water and get ready. Awesome. Yes, everyone. So now, sir, we are talking about inventory in the custody of third party. So generally, you know, we send the inventory for job work, or generally it is pledged with the bank for some working capital loan. So yes, the inventory can be with a third party. So in the game of audit, whenever you want some information from third party, what do? Sir, we take confirmation. We take confirmation. So this is the first thing that you do here. Request the confirmation from the third party. Now, if you feel that third party and client are together, okay, and you are not able to believe the third party, what do? That is what we are going to discuss now. So if you have a doubt over the integrity, you feel third party is a fraud, or you have a doubt over the objectivity, you feel it is a related party. So if you have any doubt over the integrity or objectivity of third party, you do some other procedure. Now, sir, what are these other procedure? First thing you can do is go. Go means attending or arranging. Come on. Attending or arranging another auditor to attend the third party physical count. So either you can go and attend, or you can arrange another auditor to attend the third party inventory count. First point is go. Second point is get. Sir, what do you mean by get? You can get another auditor report or service auditor report. Service auditor gives the report on third party's internal control over the inventory count. So either you can go and do the inventory count, or ask someone else to go and do the inventory count, or you can get the inventory count report. So you can get another auditor report or service auditor report on third party's internal control. So go or get. Third point is a basic point. Sir, what do you mean by basic point? Whenever you go to a temple, whenever you go to a gurudwara, okay, what do? Sir, we keep our shoes outside. When I keep the shoes outside, okay, with a person, he gives me a token. Yes, sir. When I return the token, I get my shoes back. Similarly, when I keep my inventory with a third party, I must be getting a token, I must be getting a receipt. So auditor can check that receipt. So you can, basic thing is inspect the documentation of this thing. So if there is a warehouse receipt, you can check as a auditor. And the last point is a repeat of this point. Sir, which point? Confirmation. So request the confirmation when inventory is pledged as a collateral. So this is how you deal with the inventory in the custody of third party. So if we read these points from the book, everyone please focus. Inventory in the custody of third party. So if the inventory in the custody of third party is material to financial statement, get evidence about the existence and condition by performing one or both of the following. First procedure is confirmation about the existence and condition of inventory. Second thing you can do is inspection or other procedure if required in circumstances. What circumstances? If you have a doubt over the integrity and objectivity of third party, then you perform some other procedure. What are these other procedures? Go, get, basic, and repeat. Okay. Go means attend or arrange another auditor to attend the third party inventory count if practicable. Get means get another auditor report, service auditor report on third party's internal control over inventory. Basic thing is check the documentation like warehouse receipt. Repeat is requesting the confirmation when inventory is pledged as collateral. At the same time, you can also see the record of the goods sent by tracing it to the challans or e-way bills. This is a concept that you study in GST. Deal done? Are yes or no? Deal done? Done, sir. Now let's do a classic question on this part, and it is very important from exam point of view. Everyone, please come to your book and see question number 5. Okay? It's an amazing question. This part of study material is a good question. That's what I'm discussing. This you can read in on your own. Discuss how the auditor should proceed in the above matter. So let's read the matter. On going through the financial statement and records of TS Limited, during the statutory audit, CA Tanmay finds substantial inventory of must lighting poles remain with Super Industries. So who is the client? TS Limited. ठीक है, inventory is with a third party, that is Super Industries, for some finishing works. While planning the audit, he has planned that he will take a confirmation from the third party about the existence and condition of the inventory as on 31st March 25. Now, sir, you get to know some facts about the third party. Please focus. Premises of the third party, that is Super Industries, were raided by DGGI official. Raid is a bad thing. That means there is some integrity issue. There was a fake billing scam. Proprietor of this third party was arrested. He came out on bail in the month of March. Details of the proprietor flashed in the newspaper where the company is located. CA auditor also belongs to the same place. How he should deal. Now tell me, is there a doubt on integrity of third party? Yes, sir. So do we need to perform other procedure? Yes. What were the other procedure? Go, get, basic, repeat. So these are all the points that we have just covered that you need to write in your answer. Clear? How can you get to know about the goods sent? Through the e-way bill and challans. Clear? Clear, sir. So congratulations, with this inventory wala part is complete. With this our inventory wala part is complete. There is one question in your question bank. Okay? This question is there in your study material and MTP May 24. I want to discuss this question with all of you. Before I discuss this question, amazing question, take 2 sips of water and get ready. Awesome. Read the last line of the question. Before attending the inventory count, evaluate management's instructions and procedures. Send to CA careful as stated above. Suggest any modification, addition or deletion of the instruction to ensure proper inventory count. So what has happened? Remember I told you that as an auditor you need to evaluate the management instructions and procedures in the cabin. Yes, sir. Now when I am evaluating the management instructions, I need to find the mistakes in it. I need to find the mistakes in it. I need to suggest some additions or deletions. So on the basis of this, we will suggest it. It's a very amazing question. Please focus. So see what it says. While doing the audit of Tasty Foods Limited. Wow, sir. CA Careful has planned attendance at the physical count from 29th March to 31st March 25. Okay. Company is in the business of extracting the rice from the paddy grains. Okay. It sells to domestic as well as international market in Gulf region. It has a plant, 20 acres plant located in NCR. Paddy is there in the jute bags of nearly standard sizes, which it purchased from dealer or agents. It is stored in heaps on pallets, which are wooden structures in the open area and covered by protective sheets. So something like this is there. Okay? These are the things, these are the jute bags which contain paddy. So this is the paddy ka inventory. Got it, sir. Now let's move ahead. Apart from this, paddy is also there in steel silo. Sir, what is a steel silo? Huge steel containers with measuring strain gauges, something to measure the quantity in the company premises. So you can say these are the steel silo. They also contain the paddy ka inventory. You're getting the feel na? Yes, sir, we are getting the feel. Now, sir, company's management has prepared a set of instructions and procedures to be followed for recording and controlling the results of inventory count. These instructions are written. Now, based on these instructions, you need to find the mistakes and suggest. First point. Physical inventory count process is supervised by a responsible officer of a company responsible for storage function. Please tell me, the person who is responsible for storage, should he count the inventory? Or someone from the accounting department should also be involved? Sir, someone from the accounting department should also be there, not only the person who is taking care of the storage. So the first point you write here, along with the storage person, someone from finance and account should also be there. Got it, sir. Second point, there should not be any disturbance to the routine process of receiving the goods and dispatching during the counting time period. So it says when the inventory count is done, the routine process should not be disturbed. Do you think when the inventory count is happening, there should be any inward and outward of inventory? No, sir. Any inward and outward of inventory is stopped when the inventory count happens. So this is what you should write. Inward and outward movement should not be allowed when inventory count is happening. Got it. Third point. Counting process will be done by different teams of 3 members each for counting, verifying the raw material, work in progress and finished goods. Tell me one thing. Should the 3 members, all of them be involved with counting? No, sir. We should divide the work among these 3 members. Divide means one person should count, another person should record, and third person should put a mark that this area counting is completed. Okay, this area counting is completed. You can put a tag that here the inventory count is completed. So when there are 3 persons, one should count, one should record, and one should put a mark that inventory count is completed. He can put a tag there. Got it, sir. Then similarly, the one who is counting, he should prepare a proper count sheet which should be signed by all the people. So these are the 4 points you can add here. Then, sir, it says paddy in the steel silos is estimated using their whole capacity. Do you think it should be estimated using the capacity or measuring strain gauges? Sir, measuring strain gauges. It can be that capacity is this much, but this much only paddy is there. So whatever is the measuring strain gauges, using that the inventory should be estimated. So right here, measured using the strain gauges, plus they are talking about the steel silos. Sorry, they are talking about the steel silos. What about the inventory in the jute bags? There is no instruction about the jute bag. So mention here, no instruction about the paddy in the open area. So number of jute bags should be multiplied by their standard weight to calculate the inventory in the jute bag. Clear? Clear, sir. And the last point says quantity of work in progress is estimated considering the plant capacity. Work in progress is calculated on the basis of stage of completion, not plant capacity. So right here, work in progress should be on the basis of stage of production. So can I say this question is more on common sense? Yes, sir. So the way I dealt with this question in this revision, same way you need to deal with it. If you want, you can pause this video and quickly go through question number 6. Okay, this question was asked in study material MTP May 24 and recently it has also been asked in RTP Jan 26. Okay, This question is also done. So with this, the inventory wala part is done. If you want, you can take a break. Sir, how much time break we can take? You can take a 10 minutes break. Okay, you can pause the video for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes, we will connect back. ठीक है, and complete the litigation वाला part and segment information वाला part. ठीक है, so that the things become better clear to you. Yes, everyone, welcome back. Welcome back after the break. Now, sir, after the break, let's begin with litigations and claims. So, as I told you in the beginning of the standard, that, sir, the name of the standard is audit evidence, specific consideration for some selected items. So, as I told you, there are three items we are going to focus on. Inventory is done. The second item we are focusing on is litigations and claims. What is the specific consideration? Completeness. Now, as an auditor, how do I get to know about the completeness of litigations and claims and what is the relevance in the financial statements? Let's understand. So let's say litigations and claims means, in simple terms, legal case. If there is a legal case, how are the financial statements impacted? See, either the legal case will require a provision, okay, or it needs a disclosure as contingent liability. Where do we study this? In AS 37. Okay, sir. Now, how do I ensure the completeness of all the legal cases? How do I identify the legal cases? Sir, you will not get to know it randomly. You need to ask about it. You need to ask about the legal case to the management. That is called inquiry. So you do the inquiry with management and other people in the entity. Along with the management, there is one more person who is sitting. Sir, who is that person? In-house legal counsel. In-house legal counsel means he is the employee of the entity who gives the legal advisory. Okay, so a company employee who is giving the legal services. So it can be any in-house lawyer or in-house company secretary. So you do the inquiry with management and others. Along with the management, one more person is sitting, in-house legal counsel. Apart from this, you can get to know about the legal cases through review of MOM. Sir, what is MOM? Minutes of the meeting. So minutes of the meeting of the TCWG. Through these minutes, they must have discussed about these legal cases in the meeting. So if they have discussed in the legal meeting through the minutes, you get to know about them. Apart from in-house legal counsel, there can be an external legal counsel. So if you go through the correspondence, communications between the entity and the external legal counsel, you can get to know about the legal cases. And lastly, don't forget the basic point, review the legal expense account. As an article intern, we are generally given to audit the legal and professional expense account. So review the legal expense account to know the legal expenses. Through that, you can get to know about the litigations and claims. So these are the 3 points which ICI can ask. Everyone, let's revise. First of all, we will do inquiry. Inquiry with the management, others, and in-house legal counsel. Sir, management and in-house legal counsel are very boring people. So for exciting things, review the minutes of the meeting. What is going on in the minutes? What is going on between the entity and external legal counsel? Okay, sir. Boring thing done, exciting thing done. And lastly, the basic thing, review the legal expense account. Now, after reviewing all this, if auditor feels risk of material misstatement is high, or he feels other material litigations and claims can exist, then sir, he will want direct communication with the external legal counsel. Okay, sir. How can he directly communicate? Through a letter of inquiry. Just like any external confirmation, it will be prepared by the management, sent by the auditor. Come on. Prepared by the management, sent by the auditor. Then external legal counsel will be requested to communicate directly with the auditor. External legal counsel has to communicate directly with the auditor. Now let's understand a special case. On this special case, there is a case study also in your ICS study material. Understand it properly. External legal counsel may not respond to a letter of general inquiry. General inquiry means I am asking the external legal counsel to explain me all the cases that he is handling for the entity and give me the details about the cases. He will not respond to a letter of general inquiry. So which letter I will use? A letter of specific inquiry. Specific inquiry means I will give him a list of litigations and claims. On that list, I will explain him the management's point of view. Point of view means what do you think management feels will be the outcome? They will win the case or they will lose the case. And if they lose, what will be the financial impact? That means the penalty on the entity. Getting the point? Yes, sir. So letter of specific inquiry. In that you give the list of litigations and claims, management's assessment of outcome and financial impact. Now based on these two things, you ask the external legal counsel to confirm whether management's assessment is reasonable, this assessment, and this list that you have given, whether it is complete. If it is not complete, give further information. Give further information if the list is incomplete or incorrect. So these three things come in a letter of specific inquiry. This topic is same topic as you cover in your CA Inter. But sir, our mind forgets everything. So let's revise again. First, list of litigations and claims. On that, management's assessment of outcome, and if they lose, what will be the financial impact. Now considering both the things, you ask the external legal counsel ki please confirm whether management's assessment is reasonable, whether the list is complete. If the list is incomplete, give the further information. Easy, easy, sir. Sometimes you may also ask that I want to meet the external legal counsel. Sir, can we meet him alone? No. You need to take management's permission, plus one of the management's representative will also be present. Now, sir, there are three cases where you can meet external legal counsel. What are those three cases? Come on. First case, there is a disagreement between management and external legal counsel. Second case, this is a matter of significant risk. Risk of material misstatement is high and the matter is complex. So to understand the matter, you want to meet the external legal counsel. So you can remember these 3 points easily. Where to meet the legal counsel? In the DISCO. DI for disagreement between management and external legal counsel. S for significant risk and CO for matter is complex. Woohoo! Easy, sir. Now, if the direct communication with external legal counsel is not possible, then sir, you perform alternate procedure. Still, if you don't get evidence, modify the opinion as per SA 705. And lastly, what do we take? Written representation that management has disclosed all the litigations and claims to the auditor, and all the litigations are accounted in the financial statement as per applicable FRF. Is the flow clear? Yes, sir. Now everyone, come with me. Let's revise from the book. Okay? Let's take a quick read from the book. Come on. Litigations and claims. First of all, what do? Identify the litigations through following procedure: inquiry with the management, others, along with the in-house legal counsel. Now, sir, these people are very boring. For the exciting thing, what do? We review the minutes of the meeting of TCWG and correspondence between entity and external legal counsel. And the basic thing is legal expense account. Now, after all this, if you feel that there is a risk of material misstatement, you can seek direct communication with external legal counsel. How? Through a letter of inquiry prepared by the management, sent by the auditor, requesting the legal counsel to communicate directly with the auditor. If he does not respond to a letter of general inquiry, what do? Sir, we send a letter of specific inquiry. Now this letter includes a list of litigations and claims, management's assessment of outcome, and estimation of financial implication. Then you ask the external legal counsel to confirm the reasonableness of management's assessment, plus if the list is incomplete or incorrect, then provide further information. These are the 3 points of letter of specific inquiry. Then sir, can we meet external legal counsel? Yes. When can we meet? When the matter is DISCO. DISCO means it is a disagreement between the management and external legal counsel, significant risk, and matter is complex. Always remember, you need to take management's permission, and management's representative should also be there. If the law regulation prohibits meeting the external legal counsel or communicating, then you need to perform alternate procedure. But still, if you can't get evidence, then modify the opinion as per SA 705. Always remember, at the end, you need to take a written representation that all litigations and claims are disclosed to auditor and accounted and disclosed as per applicable FRF. Please tell me litigations and claims is clear? Okay? Within the last 9 minutes, we have completed this topic. Now, if you come to the question bank, in the question bank, we have question number 7. Everyone, please read the question number 7 with me. I think question number 7 is easy question. This is related to your inventory wala part. Okay, let's do this. CA Prabjot has planned observing the physical count of inventory at the plant of a company located in remote area of Uttarakhand. Okay, as at the year end 31st March 25. He has already informed the management that he will reach the plant on 29th March.
He plans to inspect the inventory, observe the count process, and perform test count. Management has made all the arrangement to do the inventory count. However, there is a agitation in the Himalayan hills. There is some riot, there is some fight on 28th March. ठीक है, and many civil society groups are participating in the agitation. This road NH7 is blocked by the protester. Plant is not accessible through any other mode. The blockade is lifted after 1 month when the state government announced formation of committee to look into protester demand. Do you think it is impracticable? No, sir. Why it is not impracticable? Because after 1 month blockade is lifted. So you will say this is a situation which does not highlight the impracticability. It is just that auditor is unable to attend the inventory count due to certain circumstances, so he can attend on a alternate date, and when he attends on an alternate date he needs to perform the procedures on intervening transaction. Okay, so if you go by the case, this is our special case number 2. Clear, sir. Now please come to question number 8. See what does question number 8 says. It says, irrespective of the merits of the approach followed by her, what is she trying to achieve by corresponding with the lawyer of the company? We need to read the whole question. On reviewing the legal expense account of Z Limited, CS Sunita, auditor of a company, finds that legal fees of rupees 10 lakhs was paid to B. George, a reputed lawyer, during the year 24-25. On inquiry with the management, evasive reply was received from the management. Evasive means management ignored her, or management did not give a proper reply, stating that a lot of work is performed by the lawyer on behalf of the company. There are no specific details which were provided. She feels that she should correspond directly with the lawyer. So she obtains the address and email ID of the lawyer from the bill, and she sends an inquiry letter for knowing the nature and status of litigations claims against the company on her letterhead. So tell me one thing, those who have done the articleship in audit, okay, can the auditor send the letter of inquiry on his own letterhead? No, sir. Letterhead is of the management. And I also told you in this revision that letter of inquiry is prepared by the management, sent by the auditor, not prepared by the auditor. Okay, sir. So Sunita has not done her classes properly. Okay? She's a bad CA. So you will say that letter of inquiry is prepared by management, sent by the auditor. Her approach is wrong. Letter of inquiry should be prepared by management and sent by her. This is the first part of the question. Second part says, what is she trying to do? Sir, she is trying to know about the litigations and claims so that proper provision is created or proper contingent liability is disclosed. So she is trying to identify the litigations and claims so that she can identify whether there is a risk of material misstatement so that they can be properly disclosed or accounted. Disclosed means contingent liability, accounted means proper provision is created in the financial statement. You are understanding the logics or not? Yes, sir. Now, Baba, last topic of essay 501. Thank you so much for maintaining the patience till the end of the revision. Segment information, that is presentation and disclosure. Here we are going to focus on the presentation and disclosure. What is the applicable FRF for it? Ind AS 108 for listed entities, AS 17 for unlisted entities. Now, sir, this is what segment information looks like. A quick revision of this concept. This you have studied in FR also. So first of all, you show segment wise revenue. For example, we take an example of, let's take an example of ITC. Okay, ITC. So there are various segments: cigarettes, others, hotels, agricultural business, paperboard. So you show segment wise revenue, external revenue, internal revenue. Okay, and as you can see in ITC, okay, if I talk about the revenue, 44%, okay, 44% of the revenue is in the hands of cigarettes. Okay, sir. In case of FMCG. Okay, sir. And apart from this, if this is the case in 2024, if we see 2023, 40.6% was in the hands of cigarette. So as an auditor, what you can do, you can see that properly they have shown segment wise revenue. Whatever is the inter segment sales, they have properly eliminated it. Okay, then you see the segment wise results means revenue minus expenditure. Okay, not only the revenue, but you also allocate the assets. ठीक है, assets वाला part is not here, but assets and cost are also allocated. So considering all this, what is the procedure I can do? First of all, tell me, it is whose responsibility to prepare all this segment information? Management's responsibility. So you need to understand that whether management's method to prepare the segment information, whether it will prepare as per applicable FRF or not. Then you can perform some analytical procedure like year on year analysis. Like last year cigarette revenue was 40%. This year it is 44%. So it appears that segment results are somewhat similar. So there should not be any problem. So this type of analytical procedures we can do as a auditor. This is what is given in your book also. Please read with me. We need to get sufficient and appropriate evidence about the presentation and disclosure of segment information, whether it is as per applicable FRF, that is AS 17, Ind AS 108. So understand the management methods. You can also do particular analytical procedure. Now, sir, when I am understanding management methods, what are the matters I can consider? So first thing I already told you, if there are any sales, transfers or charges between the segment, inter-segment, you need to eliminate them. Second thing is, you can compare the segment results with the budgets. So comparison with the budgets or other expected results, for example, operating profit as a percentage of sales. Third thing, you don't only allocate the revenue, but also allocate assets and cost among the segment. And fourth thing is, you can check the consistency with the prior period. This is what analytical procedure is all about. Similar point is given here. Check the consistency with prior period, and if there are any inconsistency, that should be disclosed. So sometimes ICI asks a direct 4-marker question on this topic. Please give examples of matters when understanding management methods. So these 4 points you can easily remember in a flow. First of all, STC, sales, transfers, charges between the segments and its elimination. After the elimination, whatever is the result, compare with the budgets. Come on. After the elimination, whatever is the result, compare with the budget. For example, operating margin. Now, sir, whichever segment is performing best, okay, understand in the flow. Whichever segment is performing best, you allocate the assets. Not only allocate the assets, but also allocate the cost. Okay? Like in articleship. If you do good work, you get appreciation. Also, more work. Okay? So one good thing that you allocate is assets. Another bad thing you allocate is cost. And the lastly, your favorite point, that is analytical procedure. Check the consistency with the prior period. So these are your 4 points that you can cover in this flow. Deal done? Done, sir. So with this, essay 501 is done. And in this revision, I tried my best to cover all the concepts with you, all the questions with you. I hope the things are clear. I have one surprise for you. Please wait. So whatever we have covered till now in 52 minutes, let's revise everything in 5 minutes. Are you people ready? Yes, sir, we are ready. So let's revise essay 501 summary, audit evidence, specific consideration for selected items. First of all, we discuss the concept of inventory. Here we are focusing on the existence and condition when the inventory is material. Basic point. You need to attend the inventory count unless it is impracticable. 2 things you do in the cabin: evaluate management instructions, observe the inventory count. 2 things outside the cabin: inspect the inventory, test check the inventory. Lastly, you evaluate whether the final count results are recorded in the books of accounts. Then you consider masala number 1. Okay, case number 1. Inventory is counted at a date other than the date of financial statement. Whenever this happens, you need to perform the procedure to get the evidence that the changes between the 2 dates are properly recorded. When you are performing these procedure, 3 matters need to be considered. R. First R is records are properly adjusted. Second R is reliability of records. Third R is reasons for differences between the physical count and the records. Masala number 2. Can the auditor come on an alternate date? Yes, but he needs to perform the procedures on the intervening transaction. Masala number 3. It can also be impracticable due to nature and location of inventory, but remember, matter of general inconvenience, that is difficulty, time and cost, is not impracticable. Okay. If it is impracticable, perform alternate procedure: prior purchase, subsequent sales. If still you are not able to get evidence, modify the opinion as per SA 705. Masala number 4. Inventory is with a third party, so take a confirmation. But if you have a doubt about the integrity or objectivity of third party, you need to perform inspection or other procedure. First procedure, go Attend or ask someone else to attend the inventory count. Get another auditor service auditor report. Basic point, check the documentation. Repeat, confirmation. Then we discussed about litigations and claims completeness. First of all, how to identify the litigation and claims inquiry. Management, in-house legal counsel. Boring people. Read something exciting. Minutes of the meeting, correspondence between entity, external legal counsel. You can also review the legal expense account. After this, if you feel there is a risk of material misstatement, there can be other litigations and claims. Take a direct confirmation from external legal counsel. If general inquiry is not allowed, ठीक है, then use a letter of specific inquiry. List the litigations and claims, management assessment of the outcome and financial implication. Request the party to confirm reasonableness of management assessment and give more information if the list is incomplete. If it is prohibited, perform alternate procedure. Can I meet the external legal counsel? Yes, in DISCO. If there is a disagreement between the management and external legal counsel, it is a matter of significant risk. It is a complex matter. If the management does not allow, external legal counsel does not respond, perform alternate procedures. Still, if you don't get evidence, modify the opinion as per SA 705. Lastly, we discuss the concept of segment information, presentation and disclosure. Understand the management methods, use analytical procedure. What matters can I consider to understand the management method? 4 matters. Sales transfer charges, STC. Sales transfer charges between the segment and its elimination. After the elimination, compare with the budgets and expected result. Whoever performs good, allocate one good thing, asset, one bad thing, cost. Then check the consistency with the prior period. If it is not consistent, then you need to disclose the inconsistency. Clear? Clear, sir. So with this, SA 501 revision is done. Concepts done, questions done. Quick summary revision, done. Thank you so much everyone for attending this revision. If you liked it, do give it a like. If you're new to this channel, do subscribe this channel. If you liked it, please share your feedback in the comments because your appreciation is my motivation. Okay? And if any of your friend is you can say not doing good in audit, you can share such revision videos with them also. They will also like it. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a good day. Keep studying with happiness. Then only you progress.